Tim Robbins este unul dintre cei mai apreciați actori din cinematografia contemporană. Are în palmares un premiu Oscar și 3 globuri de aur. Pentru marele public, Tim Robbins rămâne cu siguranță actorul care l-a interpretat pe Andy Dufresne în celebra peliculă Închisoarea, îngerilor. Însă marea sa pasiune rămâne nu marele ecran, ci scena. De aceea, Tim Robbins nu se află pentru prima dată la Sibiu, la Festivalul Internațional de Teatru. Anul acesta, actorul, scenaristul și regizorul american a venit în România pentru premiera europeană a spectacolului Afrodita și eliberarea lumii. Povestea scrisă chiar de Tim Robbins prezintă, prin teatru și muzică, dezbinarea lumii, dar și felul în care omenirea se transformă complet atunci când este pusă în fața unui pericol.
Our humanity seems vicious sometimes. Did you think of that when you wrote this play?
Yes, there's a vicious nature in man, but it has to be nurtured. It has to be deceived. Just nature, because I'll tell you what proves this. When there is a flood, or a hurricane, or an earthquake, and people are in trouble, human beings help. They don't walk to someone and say, "What is your political ideology?" They help. They take care of people. It doesn't matter what your politics are. So the nature of man is to nurture and to try to produce a peaceful environment. No one wants to live in conflict. And I think we've seen over the past 5 years, and I think a lot of people are waking up to this, we've seen very clearly the manipulation of people to create division. And it happens in so many different ways now. It's very clever the way it's done. But I think more and more people are understanding that those in power are scared and they need to create conflict in order to stay in power. Yeah. And I think it's up to artists to present stories that warn human beings who are nurturing in nature that there is a manipulation in the world to lead them into conflict.
What do you think this world needs right now? Just, I don't know, to be better?
I think we need more contact with each other. I think we need to understand the importance of the public square. During lockdown, conversations were stopped. Conversations became in a silo of thought. Communicating this way will guide you in an algorithm to people like you. And you will not have the difficult conversation. You'll have a lot of agreement and a lot of outrage and a lot of purpose in hatred. That's where we've been guided. A purpose in hatred. What we missed and what was eliminated during lockdowns was what we call in America the water cooler conversation. And the water cooler is that place at work where the coffee is. And eventually everyone goes for their break to that place to get some coffee or some water. And what happens in the water cooler conversation is that there's this person at work who you don't agree with, who has a different political ideology than you. But he's there, or she's there. And they're a human being. And they have a wife and family, or they have a husband and family. And they're representing a point of view that is not yours. That's important. That's essential. Because you have to deal with a real person. And you don't have to go out to dinner with them, you don't have to go have drinks with them, but you have to have a conversation with them.
Human contact.
A human contact. And so that when you're later talking to your people, you also have to have that voice in your head saying, you know what, I'm a human being and I don't agree with you. Does that mean you hate me? No. Because hate is a concept that's very difficult to arrive at. And what this is abstract. It's not real. It's abstract concept. It's not a real conversation. You're not looking in anyone's eyes and seeing truth. You're creating this bubble of truth that gets you outraged.
Yes.
And so what does the world need now? The world needs to stop doing that and go to a bar. The world needs to stop doing that and go to a park and say hello to someone that you don't know. And start a conversation. And you'll understand you have more in common with that person than you do with the politician or the ideology that they're trying to make you.
Internet.
Yeah. There's a lot of unity out there that needs to happen. But what we're in right now is we're in a time of desperation. And the desperation is coming from people in power. Because they understand that people are looking behind the veil and seeing them. And starting to understand now in ways they never understood before the mechanism of power.